Plenty of time. So we'll do a full practice, which means generally we do 9 of the forward and back, and I will count more or less and tell you the last one or one more when we're getting close. And then with the side to side, we usually do 3 sets. All right. Sensing the sensation from the bottoms of our feet, kind of feeling into what's your best stance. A little hair caught. I try to kind of rise up at the crown of the head. Relax the abdominal muscles as much as you can. Stack the skeleton so that the muscles can kind of let go and still stay engaged and alert in your body. All right. Here we go. We're stepping apart a little bit for rocking motion. Blowing back, blowing forward. For this one, we'll do around 18. Seven. Feeling the heavy air. Letting the dantian flow back and forth. Feeling the roundness in the transitions. The next one will be our close. Shifting to the right. Coming into our graceful conclusion. Breathing. Bird flaps its wings, 3 sets. So a little bit more of a V so that the knees can go out over the toes. Feel the polarity in the wrists and the palms of the hands, that heel of the hand. Here we go. Roll forward onto the ball of the foot. Kind of notice that the hands stay below the elbows or the wrists stay below the elbows. Now this one circles. Coming together. Letting the fingertips open. Drop naturally down. Just a little bit faster. Now circling. One more set. This one will bring you to a close. It'll come up body, just naturally flow into our rest position. Around the platter. So I'm putting my left foot out first. You're putting your left foot out first. So shift over to the right. Just set the heel in front of you without stepping far and go towards the foot that's out in circle. Notice that the body and the shoulders stay nice and forward and back. Just a tiny bit faster. Relaxing, grounding. We'll do one more. Other side. We'll do one more after this one. It's always okay to spend a little more time in this position if you need it. I notice my hands are fluttering a lot today, and that tells me I can be much more grounded in my feet and let that settle. So let's do around the platter variation. Shift, sink, step. Pick up the ball and let it go. One more. Keep relaxing all of those little muscles. Other side. Right foot forward. And picking up the ball. Letting it go. And you really don't have to go up. Just bring the heels of the hands together. And it'll be right there. It'll just like pop into your hand. Resist any temptation to lean with the upper body and let the dantian come out over the foot. The knee doesn't have to do all of the work. Keep feeling the feet. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Next is base drum. Same on the right. Second foot. Fingertips start up and roll down as we go. Elbows releasing. But just with the wrists at the waist. It doesn't need to be large. You don't want to go too small and make it constricted either. Just right for you. One more after this. Side. Note that those fingertips are rolled up gently, not so it hurts the wrists, but enough that the energy is there. Two more. Next we have the daughters. So daughter on the mountaintop. Start somewhere in here. I like to start with the hands kind of on the circle because there's kind of this circle. It's not totally to the side like this, like you might think. It's right here, kind of a little bit in front of me with the elbows relaxed back. You can play with it and see, but it's not something we decide in our heads. It's something that's how the body works very smoothly in that range of motion. Here we go. Setting the left heel. Now, let the belly flow the hands forward and up. And then let the back weight shift pull them down. See if a slight more crouch would be comfortable in your weight shift. So I just found mine, I was a little too high. I wasn't really letting go into it. You might require adjustment of the feet. Let's call this 5. One more, whatever number it is. Other side. The wrists stay nice and open. Sit on the little chair on the back leg / hip comfortably. Doesn't have to necessarily be a big dip, but release into that. So I lost count. Let's do 2 more. Now, I don't remember if we did both sides or not. I guess we did. Okay, so we're ready for daughter in the valley, which means the hands come up here, sink and shift, set that heel. Now let them come pretty close to the body, still a little curve, meet at the bottom and sweep up. And then open as we go back. So all of this is forward. And this is our back. Notice that the wrists are soft, but they're open also. Feeling the soles of the feet. Two more. Last one. Now I just noticed that my knee was starting to get a little sore because I had my foot turned out too much in my grounding position. So if your body starts talking to you, don't just push through. Make gentle adjustments that help feel more comfortable and solid and relaxed. Okay, here's our other side. Hands up. Yeah. And separate. Feel your vertical core from the crown of your head all the way down and then through both feet, through both legs. Even though we're relaxed, we're not slumped. I'm a slumper, you know. We'll call this 8. Coming back and settle. Take a breath. Next, we will do carry the ball to the side. Yeah, I can do it in space. I'm way over here. So we're going to do 3 sets going to the left. So if you want to come to the kind of right side of your space, it's just helpful to let us know where we're going, even when you have plenty of space. So just going to turn, find the ball, and bend the elbows so it rises. Step the foot. Now relax to the back. So we curve a little bit to the back. But the head and torso stays relatively forward. Again, a little pressure in the trailing hand, a little emphasis. We call that the 60-40. This one brings the right foot in. And we close. Just briefly, because here we go again. Picking up on the right, stepping left, gliding. Notice that your knees will be softly bent most of this movement. One leg straightens, the other leg straightens. This one brings us up. One more. Now that doesn't mean you have to make it happen. It might not all happen that way right yet. Soften into it. Invite it in. I guess I didn't need to leave myself so much space. It's bigger than I thought. All right, turn the other way. Step. Now the emphasis switches to the left hand, trailing hand, and it's only across a part of the bottom. Right there, and then it's gone. Oh, I think that was my coming up one. Yep, thank you. Again. Feeling the soles of the feet coming up. Done an extra, sorry. And then one more set of 3, 2.5. So I count it as 3 times across the bottom. That's how I count it. When I'm able to count, which is only some of the time. And right here, this one brings us and ground. All right. Just notice any tension you're accumulating. Try to let it go if you can. You can always sit in this practice. If you're feeling like, oh, every time I get there, I just have to hold on to keep my balance with it and clench a muscle. It's getting tired. Sit down. All right. Ready for push-pull. I'm going to start at an angle for this one. You don't need to go on an angle because then you won't be able to see the same way. But I'll only do a slight angle, so I'm still lined up with you. So here we go. Hands come up. Set that left heel. Now belly pushes the arm, hands, and elbows and wrists forward. Gentle curve down and then back up and over. Still staying kind of sunk or crouched in the weight shift. Not with tension. It's still present. Now this also has an emphasis. It's in the hand that's opposite the one that's out. So that's our right now. Okay. pressing that hand a little, or mental emphasis, physical emphasis. It's it's an energetic emphasis. Let's do one more. Softening, shifting, and sinking into the left. Breathing just naturally, but noticing. Let's do one more. Just notice how you feel in your body, in your breathing, in your tension, your chronic tension levels. Now we're going to do pulling in the energy. In this one, we're visualizing, feeling, experiencing energy streaming in through the tips of the fingers. So you can even wake up your tips of your fingers like this, just tapping them against each other a little bit. You can do this. You want to wake up the hands a little. And if you like that kind of thing, you may really like Seijaku, which we do a whole set of those. And we've done that in one of these classes. So some of you were there for that. All right. Pulling in the energy. So sinking into our right leg, setting your left. Always circling towards the leg that's out. What senses do you visualize with? It doesn't have to be direct eye optical. The hands don't have to be perfectly flat. Play with which one has energy and isn't tense, but is still alive. Let's do one more after this one. Other side. Release. We haven't talked about that little release yet very much, but there's a little tiny backup for the circular that just lets it unlatch nicely. You can see it in Justin's videos. We'll do one more after this. Nice. Now those pesky taffies. They can be a little complex. If you ever find yourself a little discombobulated, just keep flowing. Do less arms and feel your weight shift and feel that be kind of like a metronome for then bringing in the hands. But by bringing the awareness down to the lower body, we can also ground that energy. And then the hands play much less importance in being exactly precise in the movement. They'll start finding the flow. All right. So 3 sets of basic taffy. Sweeping, under, step, little press with that heel of the hand, keeping the fingertips up. Other side. Sweep the right hand under the left. Step. Little curve to the front with this one. So that downward facing hand stays connected, doesn't do this. Oops. Coming up, sorry. Let's do one more set. I kind of messed one of them up. Feel the hands cross early, right at the beginning, so there's a nice long sweep or pull. Close here. And smile. Anchor taffy is next. So we're going forward with turning right, forward with the left, and then side with the left. All right. Same setup twice. Left hand sweeps again. Cross early. Forward with the right. Let the nose stay straight forward toward your front, not swing around the room towards your screen. That's it. 2 more sets like that. So stay aligned over your feet. Gliding. If you have to haul the foot in, then you're stepping too far. If you find it hard to go forward, your stance might be a little short, so making it longer can help. One more set. Feel it. Relax into it. Trust your body. It'll get out what it's ready for right now. And there's a reason we do the same things. There's always something to be discovered. This is our close. Wrist circles taffy. So Um, the wrist circles with this one, just like with bird, are kind of a little bit in front of us, but they're not way above the elbow. They're just below it, kind of the size of a dinner plate. That's what it kind of feels like. And when we come to the bottom of the circle, it's not this. This will cut off the energy flow right at the wrist if we cock the hands closed. So we go from open around up to the top right here. So it's like we have that ball, those balls of energy. And then we just let the fingertips drop and face the body and come up and around and drop and face the body. Okay, let's begin that from the beginning of the movement. Here we go. So let the soften and sink. Let the fingertips drop, come up and over. And in that drop, you can totally relax. Now turning, I might have done an extra, I'm sorry. Gliding across. Here we go again. 2 circles rising. That's 2. Now another circle staying down while we set up. Two more sets like that, just flowing with it. One more. Graceful conclusion. Breathe. We're ready for perpetual motion. So for this one, don't step out super far. You won't be able to get your whole body comfortably over that leg without getting ungrounded. So it'll be a little step, and maybe a little more waist turn on the ends, right? Over here and over here. Notice it's not this. Like feel if you pull your shoulder in, or even a little bit of swinging the shoulders, it takes us kind of out of our connection with that ground. So let this be gently forward. It'll move a little bit, but it's not working. All right, here we go. Left hand is sweeping under. Right hand sits on top. Step. Bent knees, soft glide. Turn. This one may take a while before it feels like it glides and flows. That's okay. Just come along, pretend to do it, experience the energy of it, rather than striving to make it correct. Let the shoulders roll back towards the back pockets. Let's do one more. Working the pulley is next. I think I have enough space here. I'll be just a little kilter, okay? If you haven't learned this one, just make it small and kind of pretend to do it, and you'll start to feel that flow. Here we go. So we sink and shift. Right hand just kind of hangs out gently. Left hand is up, left foot is out. Now it starts from here, which brings us to the center point. From there, opens forward. Come back to that center point, open back. So it has a little different feel. Feel it out. Don't lose your balance. Just relax into it. Call it 5. 2 more. So I count this as 6 and 6 and 7. And the and is where I'm close to the body. So we have one more set. So we go all the way forward, turn around the corner, just a little ways back, and then let that hand roll around up and over the shoulder, brings us back home. Other side. So we sink into that left hip, freeze the right heel. Not too tight here. We want a little space because that gives us our balance and our stability. Up over the shoulder. So we want to feel, to the extent that we're comfortable, this hand coming back up and over. There is a way for almost everybody to do that without straining or stretching or trying or pain. But if that doesn't feel like you right now, you feel it where you feel it. It's okay. Just relax into whatever size is the most alive and comfortable. Feeling the soles of the feet. We're going to do 2 more sets. Remember, the nose stays forward. This is the last one, so this half is full. This one just comes over your center of gravity and down. So next we have light at the top of the head, light at the temple. This is another one where we're going to avoid closing the wrist. There's going to be polarity here, even when it's kind of at its peak, kind of maintains it. All right, so let go first. Breathe out. Gently breathe the hands up to the top of the head. Now, sink just a little and then rise and open 3 times. Still rolling those shoulders back and letting the elbows be forward if they need to. Circle forward. You don't have to be exactly over your head. If you can, there's more energy there, but that's all right. Now, soften and open. Now it's coming around. Left hand closer to the body. A little grounding there, and then we drop again, letting go. Coming up beside the ears. Now circle forward, the wrists are staying open, flat palms. And then hold for the same length of time. And soften, rise open. That 3, I hope that's 3. Ah, that one comes down. I'm not sure I did that right. Let's do that. Let's do the second half one more time. I wanna feel that complete better than that. All right, here we go. Yeah. Feel the polarity between the hands. I was looking up, that's part of the problem. Circle, keep that straight spine, soft knees, and hold. Rise up. This one comes in. Here's where we store that power in our dantian. All right. We're going to do passing clouds, and then we're going to do the jing. I'll introduce it for those who haven't seen it before. No, we have to do joyous breath first. I'm sorry. I heard that. Thank you. Whoever thought that. All right, joyous breath. So this is the only movement in Tai Chi Cha that has a bit of effort or applied force, if you will. And if you haven't learned Seijaku yet, that is the added principle that Seijaku adds of holding fast and letting go. And the holding fast is just a short part of the movement, and for most of the movements, we just add it in to the Tai Chi Cha movement. And then we want to learn to fully let go all the way down into our feet. See, my arm is twitching because I'm letting go of something that was caught. So that's what it does sometimes. So let's do joyous breath, which is kind of thought of sometimes as the grandmother of Seijaku. It's the piece of Seijaku that Justin gave us in the regular practice. So it's not changed, but it has the Seijaku in it already. So with this one, I want to have my feet comfortably under me. I'm not in that V that I'm starting in usually, but I don't want to be out here where you see a triangle between the feet and my abdomen. I just want to be right underneath myself. All right, here we go. So letting all the air out, letting go of the fingertips. Breathe in new air. Breathe it in the back of the spine, up over the head as we turn over, and then press down. And you may not be able to hear it on the recording, but I'm audible voice, audible breath, I should say. And then again, 4-part forced exhale. I've heard it's like pushing a pillow. We're doing another. Breathe in. Like pushing a pillow into a box. And then let go. Softly. Everything is soft. Unless it's going to make you fall over, then find your balance. That soft is not a soft that's like, oh, out here, I'm just a butterfly in the wind. It's a soft, like water flowing down to your feet soft. It's very present. Okay. Next, we are going to passing clouds. So we reviewed this already. This one's the one that sinks turns to the left, which brings that hand gently up. Feel the heavy air already in that open wrist. Comes around, feel that heavy air. Now, as it goes across, they're both stacked right there. I'm going to go a little bit faster, curving to the back, curving around the front. Letting the bottom fingertips drop, other ones pass below the eyes. This movement's a little bigger than some of the others. Let it open up. Let the waist turn. Roll around the front. Turn. Curve to the back. Notice that your feet ideally should be totally flat. So if you find yourself pressing up like this, then you're probably going too far. Okay, so let it stay right underneath you, but let those hips swing and be right over that foot. And if you can't get there, make your stance a little shorter. It's really not too wide either. All right, we're going to do 2 more sets to the back, curve to the front. Feel the heavy air in the bottom hand, or water almost. This one brings that right foot in. Settle. All right. Let go. And just notice, breathe and notice what's going on in your body right now. No judgment. Just be aware. So I'll tell you what comes to mind for me. I've got tingliness in my fingers. I've got a little bit of a crick in my lower back. But I can feel an openness here. So, and that's just today. That's just right in this moment. Every time it's different. I just want you to get in the habit of kind of going, oh, okay, isn't that interesting? And now we're going to do the jing, and then I'm going to have you do that same feel again and see what you notice. So the purpose of the jing is to press the chi, the vital force of the body, which is not just some woo-woo concept, but gets into Chinese medicine and all of that. We're going to take that and we're going to feel ourselves pushing it into the marrow of the bones without tightening up like fists all the muscles around it. So there is going to be some engagement in the muscles, but it's a more gentle pressing in. We're going to do that coming all the way up the body. When and with the breath. So as I'm inhaling, I'm feeling my feet, I'm feeling this, I'm pressing in, etc. I'm not doing it right now, I'm just showing you. And then when I pass this section, my tendency is to clench the muscles of the belly, but that cuts off some energy. So if you can, just gently tighten the anal sphincter. And that's going to help you find the energy shoot up towards the head or come up towards the head, and also your stance be upright. And then that will let go when we let go here, so that it all goes whoosh into the feet. So there's kind of a gathering up and then a whoosh of that energy. When we get to the top of the head, we're going to gently hold the breath for a quick count of 10. You're always welcome to let go when your breath is just gone. And you don't have more. I don't want you to ever get dizzy or tipsy with this one. And I'll try not to talk too much so that we don't hold excessively. All right? I like to be just a tiny bit apart on this one, just whatever's comfortable right underneath me. Okay, first we're going to take a couple of regular breaths because I've been talking so much. Breathe and let go. On this one, send the exhale down to the feet. Now breathe in from the feet, press in, tighten, keep pressing in, include the arms, keep coming up. Look up, but don't tilt the head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let go. Let it whoosh down to the feet. A quick story, because I think you'll find it helpful. Carmen has told me the story that Justin would say, well, the arms are just going to want to go up on their own. And Carmen was just doing it. And she said, well, her arms didn't want to go up, so they didn't go up. And Justin says, well, put them up. It might take a little while to feel that this energy kind of comes out and opens the arms. So don't worry about it, but don't make it extra. Just let it be what it is, and notice. All right, here we go. Take another breath. Let it out. This one, send it to the feet. Breathe out slowly. And breathe in, press in. Coming up the body. Your hands are staying straight. Tighten. Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. 6 healing sounds. Just come with me. But if you're new, let me just show you one thing before we start. Start with one hand, do 2 hands. This transition from here, it's like that. So the hands go one way and the foot goes the other. You can do it separate as I taught it originally. Or you can just do whatever your feet naturally want to do that you're not going to fall over. When we're doing our side to side, Justin would say, don't sweep the floor and don't swat flies. That's a lot of work on my arms right there. So it's going to come from here. It's going to stay high right across this kind of, what's at the bottom of the rib cage. You know what I'm talking about. And it's going to release, and it's going to come back across when we're doing our side to sides. All right. Feel it out. Don't try to make it perfect. It's all about feeling. Left hand, left foot, ho, aspirated, whispered. 2 hands, hu. To the side, su. Right hand, right foot, sh. Shh. Like you're telling someone to be quiet. She. Shh. Hands go left, foot goes right. Chui. Chui. 2 more sets. If you don't know the sounds, just let us do them. Feel the dantian pressing forward too. This is our last set. We'll do 4 extra trees. So here's our close. First, now 4 more. Fingertips gently up. Last one. You can circle if you wish. You don't. It's optional. And let go. Cosmic consciousness pose. So I like to bring my heels all the way to touching to start this off. And I'm aware of keeping my hips level as I roll that left heel up. I bring the left arm closer, right below the nose, somewhere in there, around the chin. And now, if I'm like this, I try to just relax my shoulders down the back and let the elbows become floaty or buoyant, even though I'm strong in both feet. For a long time, I was like this. And it just takes time to find that balance. So give yourself lots of wiggle room and patience. Bring your awareness down towards the belly button area and a little below. You can also let your gaze flow over the hands as well as behind them. And let's set the feet to neutral. Bring the hands down. Feel those vibrating balls of energy under the palms. Stand up. Thank you for a wonderful practice. This concludes our beginner-friendly series through Foothills Unitarian Church. Dorianne taught the same class in person with music. And so we've been doing this hybrid format. I would really love to hear what people think, who's seeing the videos. Please drop me a note in the comments section or send me an email. lstroyan@gmail.com is my email address. Yeah, so it does have a bit more setup, so let us know what you think, especially if you're if you can do both and or if you go back and forth. All right, we will be starting our summer series June, the first Monday of June, same time, no hybrid, no recording, just in the park, Rolandmore Park, back. You drive all the way around to the furthest of the drive. There's a little road that runs through all the Rolandmore Park. The very back is the tennis courts, and we're under the big trees on the right of the tennis courts as you face them. So that should be June. There may not always be one of us there, but there should be at least one of us most of the time. Come practice, tell your friends if you're in town, and you know, just do a practice. It's a beautiful space, or go for a walk. If nobody else shows up, just go for a walk because it's so pretty. Okay, thanks again. And I'll stay on for discussion and questions for anyone else, but for those of you on recording, have a nice summer.
Thank you. Take care. Okay, we're on.